Alrighty, so what is the deal with this building? Basically, this is one of the many constructions that you'll find on the property. This was actually built by my uncle with commercial purposes in mind. And over the years, this building served many different uses, which I'll let my dad tell you all about because he knows the story better than I do. But basically, after many years, this building fell into disrepair. It was kind of like just left sitting here. And well, as you can see, it was in pretty rough shape. It used to have a roof with colonial tiles, and because trees had fallen on top, like the roof was all broken, there was water coming in, like we could no longer use it. It needed to be renovated. And last year, maybe it was last year or the year before, I was approached by people in the community who asked if we would be willing to allow them to renovate this place and use it for non-lucrative means. So basically they wanted a place in the community where they could host events, workshops, classes, and our family had actually already granted use of this building many years ago in order for the village to have like a police department. So the community had already had access to this place. And yeah, we thought, why not? Like, why not create a space for the community to gather and host events and just do something to give back, you know, because it's not like we need this building to set up another business. Like, we've got enough constructions to keep us busy. So we said, okay, well, if you guys want to renovate it, we'll let you use it. Obviously, the building is on our land, so we still own it. But we agreed that we would renew this contract. Can we call it a lease, even though we're not accepting money for it? And that's kind of how the renovation of this structure came to be. So this building was actually comprised of 3 different parts, let's say like 3 different units. However, the 3rd unit had to be demolished. It was built as an extension, so it came after the original construction. However, it looks like they didn't put in the proper support and like include rebar. So the wall, the external wall had sank, it had cracked, and it was just so unstable that there was no salvaging it. So we had to make the decision to knock out that part, that unit. Thankfully, it was a smaller unit, so we didn't actually lose a lot of space. However, the team that is overseeing this renovation, they had the idea of like creating an outdoor space, kind of like a terrace. Maybe eventually they can do like a covered patio area. But basically right now we have been left with 2 pretty large units where, you know, they'll be able to hold events and all sorts of things. And then there will also be an outdoor area that, well, right now you can just see the remains of the walls and some of the leftover rubble. Most of it has already been cleared, but that's kind of like an idea of the layout.
So this particular building that we have here, it's basically facing out to the main road of the town, was the ultimate eyesore. You couldn't believe the condition it was in. Well, not only run down and moldy inside, leaking roof, but I mean, it was being completely taken over by sarsa, the bush, different trees. There was even sarsa growing inside of the building.
Yes, I remember that. It basically looked like the building was being eaten alive by nature.
Yeah, it looked like it belonged somewhere in Angkor Wat in Cambodia, you know, nature taking over completely. But what's happened here is a crew of volunteers have come by. Now these guys have done an incredible job of cleaning it up. You can see here that they've put up on a new roof. That's the main thing that they've done. And they've also gone inside and basically cleaned up all the mess that was inside of there. Now, there's still work to be done. They're going to need to get rid of some of the mold on the walls. They're going to need to paint, put in electricity, put in some fixtures, some doors, some windows. But at this point, you can say that the progress is coming along really nice, and it might even be finished by the next time we come here. So yeah, this is the most impressive part. This was just completely covered in dirt, plants. I mean, we also have, there's actually like physical objects in here, like things that have been left like over 20 years ago. And there was no roof. Take a look up there.
There was no roof. This is a brand new roof,
brand
guys.
spanking new roof. And so they've done such a good job. They've also swept up all the debris in here. So basically you have the foundation of the building, you have the roof, and now they need to start doing the windows, the doors, the electrical work, and obviously a paint job, removing the mold. But they've also done come over here. I wanted to show you guys this part.
Okay, let's go back.
So if you go back, you can see that they've cut down a lot of the trees and the bushes that were it was flush against the side of this building. So they've done so much work, and yeah, it's just looking impressive. It's so nice to see things progressing, you know, with a big renovation like this. That's it can become tedious at times, but when you're seeing progress, it gives you like not just the courage, but like the strength to continue, I would say.
So as you can see, there's still quite a bit of work to be done here. The largest project has been tackled, and that was a brand new roof. We went for the trapezoid style metal roof in red. And it's looking great. Honestly, this was a team effort here in the community, and they really pulled it together to get this done. It's beautiful. A few days ago, they had a little celebratory barbecue. Yeah, just to celebrate that the roof is done, and we are one step closer to having a building that the community can use as well. Other jobs that still need to be done are the electric work, the plumbing, and I'm going to show you the bathroom that is in need of a remodel, but that'll happen. So let's take you inside. So the worst part is that somebody actually used that bathroom while it was abandoned. There was like no plumbing, no running water, but somebody took a dump, a number 2 in there and left it. So that's going to be fun for whoever has to clean that out. But yeah, one of the next jobs that will be tackled is renovating that bathroom, new toilet, new sink, probably new tiling, new plumbing connections. So that still needs to happen.
Here we have another pile of branches out front. This will be removed soon. There's a truck coming to get it. But it's just some of the vegetation that was removed from around the building, because this was being invaded, basically eaten alive by plants, trees, bushes. So now we've got more of a clear space all around the building. As you can see, before it was all like overgrowth like this, taking over. Rah. Alrighty, so I brought my dad up to these salons, to these units. I'm not sure what word to use to describe this place.
Yes,
it's a construction with 2 units, two rooms.
Two open, like areas that could be used for a number of things.
Yes.
But this was built by your uncle and your grandmother. And I was not involved in this. So over there or over here, I don't remember, in one of them, I think in both of them, over there it was a pool table, and this for a while operated as like a pub.
Yeah.
Like a pool, a pub, for the people in this area that back then, I'm talking about more than 30 years ago, they did not have much on the way of entertainment. So yeah, we had a black and white TV. Back then it was whatever channels you could catch with the funny looking antenna on the roof. And there was a pool table, and they also served drinks. And my mother used to cook sometimes. She would make like sandwiches and cakes and pizzas and stuff like that, and to be sold to the people. They were having a drink and they got hungry and they wanted to eat something. So yeah, the place worked pretty good. The issue was that in this area, the locals kind of, some of them cannot hold their liquor pretty good. And there was a lot of fighting in here. It was like kind of like the old saloons of the Wild West. Yeah. So it got to the point that they had to shut it down and stop doing business like that, because it was impossible to control. The only way would have been to hire off-duty policemen and bring them over, but the cost, so yeah, they decided to stop it, and it was shut down. And at one point after over there, I think they had like a little store that they were selling like souvenirs and things like that. I don't remember that good. And another idea, the original idea was to build here like a bakery, because in all this area there were not any bakeries. The bread here was a problem, and so people were always, having to go to town, pretty far to buy bread and this and that. So my mom had the idea, said, okay, why don't we start with a bakery here, and we can supply all these localities around that they don't have a bakery, and we can produce and, make the bread and sell it. But I don't know what happened. There was a big brick wood burning oven that was built. It was huge, but it never got lit, No, not 1 ounce of bread came out of this place. It was just like a plan that it didn't work out for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but that didn't pan out. And then it was locked up for many, many, many years, like maybe 25, 30 years.
Did we also mention there was a police police
Yeah, at one point we
office?
We gave this area, half of it, donated it?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
the building, but the usage of the building.
Yeah,
we donated
exactly.
it to the province of Cordova to have a police station here. And they put a police station here with a couple of cops. But for some of those unknown reasons in this country, eventually it just got shut down. And now what Audrey's doing, she's given the whole construction for a period of time free of cost to the the community here.
Yeah, it's for the benefit of the community, really. So it can be used for workshops, classes, events, anything that will benefit the community. But the idea is that they can't use it for commercial purposes, like to make money.
Or, to make parties or things like that, sell alcohol and stuff like that.
No more bars.
Here we don't have like a township. This is like an association of property owners. Okay, there is a group that is the one that is in charge of doing whatever it needs to be done in the area. So the thing is that because the roof was in such a bad shape, that area had caved in, so it had to be rebuilt completely. And of course, everything is being done with donations. Anybody wants to donate, like some people will donate like 3 hours of work, and then some people put some money to buy the wood, the tongue and groove. We need to buy paint. We have to get the
wire, cables for the electric work.
The electric. We have to set up a washroom over there in the back. The area is there, but it needs to be completed. So here we do everything with the sweat and, whatever it comes, and things advance accordingly to how finances are developing. Let's put it that way. So that's the story with this abandoned part of the property.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for that information.
Yeah, it's this place was built maybe 30-something years ago?
Yeah, the stone over there says 89.
89.
89.
Okay, there you have it. Now it needs to dry a little because it was open to the elements, and it's a lot of mold and green stuff grew on the walls. It needs to dry, and then it needs to be, the walls need to be washed with a mixture of water and bleach, okay, to remove all this green moldy growth. And then when that is dry, then we can start thinking about the process of repainting everything inside. So, yeah.
Excellent.
That's what it is.
Alrighty, so a bit of a change of scenery. Here we are with my dad, and we've been transported from winter in the Sierras of Córdoba to summer in the Rocky Mountains here
Hot
in
summer.
Alberta. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, extremely hot. Today we're having like over 30 degrees Celsius. You know, for this area is pretty hot. And anyways, we're enjoying the last, the tail of the summer
Yes,
time.
the last hurrah
Yeah.
before the snow comes.
Pretty soon it's going to be a different song.
Yes.
We're gonna be buried in snow and minus 15 or minus 30, you know? So, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly. So
Anyways.
I wanted to sit down and like do a little chat and share some information, because basically in the first half of this video, we showed you this construction that is being renovated for the community. This is a building that we decided to donate the use of the building to the village where we live in. And we told you a little bit about why it was built, like the different uses it had over the years.
And then after that has been locked up and abandoned, if you will, just with no use.
Waiting for its new life, let's say.
Waiting to flower and bloom and blossom again, you know.
So basically, when Sam and I arrived in Argentina, maybe like 2 years ago now, I was approached by some of the neighbors who asked if we would be willing to give this space in the center of town a new life, because honestly it was a bit of an eyesore. Like trees had fallen on the roof had caved in, and yeah, something needed to be done about it. So we decided to donate the use of the space to the community, and basically what they proposed was using this space kind of like as a cultural center, but also to hold workshops. And they also like the idea of starting a small museum to document the history of this village and like their early settlers who arrived. They were mainly from like Switzerland, Germany, Austria, and they founded the place. And a lot of the history of the village is kind of like scattered in people's homes. Like everyone's got like some photographs and like letters and books, but there's no like central place to document it.
Yeah.
So they also wanted to create a museum. And we like the idea. We were super open. So while we've been in Argentina this time around, we started with the first wave of work that needed to be done to the building. And this was done with volunteers who live in our village. And we also hired like local labor. Like the idea is to create local jobs and try to hire locally when we can.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started renovating it with the community. We put in a new roof.
Yeah, a new metal roof.
New metal roof. We cleared the land, the area around the building. We had to demolish one section that had like collapsed and just could not be saved.
Yeah.
And electric connections.
The electric pillar.
Yeah.
To feed the place was installed, and with the meter for the hydro, you know, this has to come from the co-op.
Yep.
So all that part is done. The openings, like the windows and the doors, were sent to a carpentry shop to be refurbished. The windows can be recouped. The doors will have to be remade, but someone in the community donated the wood to make new doors.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's like everyone is chipping in with whatever they have, or they can afford, or they feel like they can, you know, contribute. Yeah. Now the thing is that it needs a complete new plumbing for the washrooms. It needs complete new electrical. It needs, of course, to reinstall all these windows and doors and stuff like that. It has to be repainted inside and outside. It needs a little bit of furniture, like, you know, where people can sit, and if you have a workshop, they can have a table or something, you know, like this is what the project is
is going so far.
So we thought we would share it with you guys in case you're interested. If you'd like to donate to this little alpine village in Cordoba province, it would be much appreciated. So yeah, we're currently accepting donations through PayPal for foreigners. And in exchange, we are offering different rewards for people who contribute. We have decals with our coat of arms from the village, t-shirts, tote bags for grocery shopping, keychains, things like that. So I'll share the page here on the screen. The only thing that I will mention, because we don't know where people are going to be donating from, it could be people in Cordoba province or in Tierra del Fuego, Argentina, or Canada. We have no way of knowing how much shipping is going to cost. So at the end of the campaign, we will have to connect with each of you individually to arrange the mailing of these rewards.
The shipping cost.
The shipping cost.
Yeah. You know, depending on what is it that you get, according to your contribution, is going to be the weight of the item and the cost of the shipping. Understandable?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, yeah, so we thought we would share that with you here just because we've had so much support and interest in what we're doing in Argentina with the hotel renovations, with the community. What's it like? This is an opportunity to help our little mountain community. And well, if one day you come and visit us when the hotel is completed and we're welcoming guests, you'll be able to see this space renovated, visit the museum, and maybe even attend an event or a workshop.
Yeah, the workshop. Yeah, it's, we are either, you know, like you were saying that you want to bring like a veterinarian periodically to take care of some of the pets that people have in that area. Sometimes, you know, some people do not have the financial means to take care of these pets the way it should be done, and it's not out of malice, but it's a reality that in these countries that are going through economic financial turmoil, if you will, people have very limited income and resources. Sometimes they don't have enough for themselves, so pets, they take like a second back seat, and in a lot of cases they are in need of veterinarian care and spayed and neuter, and so they don't keep reproducing themselves like out of control, and all this could be also part of the use of this these two construction. Maybe to the younger, even the older, whoever wants can teach some English, you know, like learn a different language. You never know. The young people eventually will end up in an English-speaking country, and they'll need this basis to survive. You know, so
exactly.
All kinds of projects, all kinds of things, and like I always say, it's just a little bit between all of us. We can make the difference.
Yes,
huh? Like I say, you can fill up the glass in one shot, or you can fill up the glass one drop at a time. It'll take a little bit longer, but it's gonna get full again.
Yeah, so that's what we wanted to share. Now you know the story behind these constructions that you've maybe seen in a few videos before. You know what it's all about, and you know what it is we want to achieve with them in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're able to help, that's greatly appreciated. We thank you for your support, and we'll be seeing you soon with another video.
That's it. Bye-bye.
Bye.